Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. I'm Jana and I am living lucky. Jason is not here with us today and my head is cut off. He is teaching a class about apologetics, and I'm not exactly sure what that is. I hope he knows a little more than I do. I assume it's something about forgiveness, but he was telling me it has more to do with learning it in nature. So he was off early this morning and he's taking a group of guys out into nature and they are learning about forgiveness. So please say hello. I want to connect with you. I apologize for being a minute or two late. My computer was literally dying on me and I was searching for the charger so that I wouldn't lose connection with you in the middle of our coffee time. I hope you all have a cup of coffee so that we can connect. Today is kind of a big day for me, and I am in particularly a good mood. Woo! I chose to be in a good mood today because it is May 23rd, 2023. And I have to tell you, I don't know if you all have that day in your life where there's a before and an after. You know how we have AD or BC and AD. You know how there's you say a year and you're like, oh, BC or AD, before Christ and after death. I think that's the vernacular you're supposed to use. Well, for me, it's before my accident and after my accident. So before my accident and after my accident. And for me, that was May 23rd, 1990, which is exactly 33 years ago today. Today is my D-Day, the day I became paralyzed. Today was the last day that I walked on this earth. Let's celebrate that. That is what I'm doing. And I don't know if any of you have a day like this where it can be a double-edged sword. Some days the year comes and you're like, yeah, you know what? I don't know. It can be kind of daunting. And in fact, I had a friend this week and she said, it's the anniversary of my late husband. And she was really dreading the day that it was coming. And she says, some years are just harder than others. Some years are just harder than others. And that is true. But one thing that I have found is it really all depends on what you focus on. Because where your focus goes is where your energy flows. It's where your life goes, right? And I know that sounds so corny, but if I look at my life and I focus on all the doom and gloom, like, oh, I'm never gonna walk again, or God let me down, or if I focus on all the scientists that say spinal cord injuries cannot be regenerated, it's the one body part that it just is impossible. Well, you know what? I have a habit of making the impossible possible. That is I. And that is why God has put me in this position. And I know that it's taken 33 years, but that is why I study the mind, and that is why I study positivity, and that is why I am a gold medalist, and that is why I am in this position that I am in today. That is why I am a public speaker. That is why He is putting me as a public figure to inspire the world. And if there's one person that believes it is still possible, it is I. So, hello. Nobody's going to get me down. I still believe there's a compelling future. Yay to that. Lisa says, good morning. My dad is September 22nd, 2011. The day I stopped walking. Okay, so yeah, you get it too. You get it too. Mindy says it's true. Focus on the good energy flows and you're uplifted. Yes, yes, yes. you know, I had a water ski teacher once, and it's so literal, but it's so true. I was taking a water ski lesson, and literally, I could not. Did I just like hear a fairy godmother? Did y'all just hear that? Like, ring. Hey, Paul, was that you? Are you my fairy godfather? Anyway, I had a water ski teacher and I was taking my first lesson. I could not get out of the water and I literally was in the lake cursing up a storm. I was attracting all the alligators and I'm like, God, like saying things that, oh my gosh, my fairy godfather just came again. Maybe I should say it again. Saying words that should not come out of my mouth because I couldn't get out of the water. And my water ski teacher says, where your eyes go is where you're going to go. Where your eyes focus is where you go. And so my water ski teacher says, Jana, if you look up, you're going to get up. If you look down in the water, you're going to go down. And it's so literal, but she was right. So I laid there waiting for the boat to pull me up. And I was like, whatever I do, no matter what, just look up at the clouds, And sure enough, I looked up, and I was water skiing. Where your eyes go is where your life goes. So where you focus is, if you focus on the good, you're going to see the good. You're going to manifest more good. And the more you manifest the good and the more you see good, the more you train yourself to, it's like a exponential bubble. Does that make sense? And I kid you not, you will start to become good and then you will attract it because people will go, oh, what's she having? I want what she's got. And they're like, it's like flies on shit. Oh, did I just say that? Where's my fairy godfather on that one? Bring. Anyway. Yes, Pam says happy Tuesday. Marilyn, good morning. It's time to rise and shine. I literally got up this morning and it said, I choose to make this a happy day. I just choose to, because look at all the beauty. Look at all the wonder that has come out of the last 33 years. It's just been awesome. So today it is a celebration. It is a disability celebration. That is how I choose to reframe it. Jason says, oh, Jason, that's my husband. Not where you don't want to go. You're so brilliant. I think that's why I married you. But when we think about where we don't want to go, then we do what's called reverse manifesting. Yes. Oh, Mindy says, you're such an inspiration. Do you want to know something crazy? My whole life, people have said, oh my gosh, you're such an inspiration. You're such an inspiration. Well, just recently, I read that inspiration means in spirit. In spirit. In spirit. And now I'm like, yes, I want to be an inspiration. Where I kind of went through this period where, I don't know, I kind of was like, I'm tired of being an inspiration. You know, like when I was going through my dark time, I'm like, oh, God, I don't want to be an inspiration anymore. Like I kind of became like a little snarky poopy pants about it. But now that I know that it's in spirit, it makes me feel, yeah, I want to be an inspiration. Not only do I want to be an inspiration, I want to help others plant inspiration in their souls. because it's not enough if I just inspire you and then we all go off and go back to our old patterns. It's not enough to just be inspiring in the moment. We have to plant the seeds of inspiration in our souls so that they start growing inside, and then we can inspire everyone we come into contact with. Then it becomes a movement. Become an inspiration movement, an in-spirit movement. Yay! I'll give you spirit fingers for that one. Woo! Yeah! Oh! Wow! In spirit! Yay! I love this. I really was meant to be a cheerleader. And did you guys know that I was a cheerleader in my wheelchair? In fact, it's so funny. I just wrote about this yesterday. So I was injured on May 23rd, 1990, which meant my entire summer I was in rehab. And then my first day back on my sophomore year of high school, I was now in a wheelchair. So I literally went from being like big man on campus my freshman year to, oh my gosh, now I'm returning my sophomore year in a neon yellow wheelchair. And it was just such a shift in my identity in such a weird sort of way. Not necessarily in my head, but in the way people were treating me. You know, I went from boys calling me and flirting with me to all of a sudden they were like, "Oh my God, do you need help? Do you need help with your books? It just was kind of weird." Anyway, the first day back of school, I wore my cheerleading outfit. And when I came out of my room, I thought my mom was going to choke on her Raisin Bran. Because she was eating her cereal, and when I came out in my cheerleading uniform, she literally was like, and I thought her cereal was gonna go right back in the bowl. And I literally went to school in my cheerleading outfit, and I was like, I'm still a cheerleader. This is who I am. I can still go out there and I can still chant. I can still chant. By golly. At any rate, yes, it's all about reframing. Where your focus goes is where your life flows. And Pam says they were still flirting. Yeah, eventually. It took a little while. It took a little bit of adapting. And I have to tell you, my wheelchair actually weeded out the crappy ones anyway. And when it all came down to it, I ended up with the best fish of all. I'm living lucky. Oh no, how lucky am I? Love you guys. Celebrate. Bye-bye.